Upbeat, adventurous music starts and fades into the background. Hello, adventurers, and welcome back to the channel. Have you ever dreamed of a place straight out of a storybook? A world where the whispers of the wind carry conversations, and the rustling leaves are actually the chatter of squirrels debating the best nuts of the season? Well, today, we are embarking on a journey to a place that exists just beyond the edges of our maps and our imaginations, the legendary island of talking animals. For centuries, sailors have shared hushed tales of a mysterious, fog-shrouded island that appears and disappears with the tides. They speak of hearing symphonies of animal voices, not just roars and chirps, but clear, intelligent speech. Legends call it Esselgard, the Isle of Voices. Most dismiss these as tall tales, the ramblings of lonely sailors. But what if they weren't? What if there's a kernel of truth, a real, living, breathing community of creatures who can speak our language? Or rather, we can speak theirs? Our story begins with Dr. Arise Thorn, a linguist and biologist who dedicated his life to a radical theory that animal communication wasn't just instinctual, but a complex language we simply hadn't learned to decipher. His colleagues ridiculed him, calling his research a fantasy. But Thorn was undeterred. He spent years piecing together ancient maritime logs, astronomical charts, and forgotten folklore, all pointing to the existence of this mythical island. He believed that a unique combination of geological and atmospheric conditions on the island might have accelerated a different kind of evolution, one of consciousness and communication. Finally, after years of searching, Thorn's small research vessel pierced the thick, swirling fog. The air grew still, the roar of the ocean faded to a murmur, and then he heard it. Not just a squawk, but a clear, melodic voice from the sky asking, "Friend or foe, traveler from the silent sea?" He looked up to see a magnificent macaw, its feathers a brilliant rainbow of color, perched on the mast. Thorn was so stunned he could barely reply, "Friend, I come as a friend." The macaw, whose name he would later learn was Kale, simply nodded and said, "Then you are welcome to Esselgard." Stepping onto the shore was like entering another dimension. The island was a paradise, a vibrant tapestry of lush jungles, crystal-clear rivers, and towering, ancient trees. But the true wonder was the inhabitants. A wise old tortoise named Cashin, whose shell was etched with patterns like the rings of a tree, served as the island's historian. He spoke slowly, his voice deep and rumbling, recounting tales from before human ships ever sailed the seas. He explained that their ability to talk, as we call it, was simply a natural state of being. To them, it was humanity that was strangely quiet, communicating in a limited, clumsy fashion. Thorn spent months on the island, a humble student in the world's greatest classroom. He learned the intricate politics of the Primate Council, led by a silverback gorilla named Gorak, whose commanding presence was matched only by his profound wisdom. Gorak taught him that true leadership wasn't about strengths, but about listening to the needs of every single member of the community, from the smallest mouse to the largest elephant. He learned the art of storytelling from a fennec fox named Fina, her tales weaving through the twilight, full of wit and cunning, each one carrying a lesson about survival and cleverness. The island's society was a perfectly balanced ecosystem of cooperation. The otters, playful and ingenious, had designed complex irrigation systems for the island's fruit groves. The bears, far from being gruff loners, were the island's protectors, their deep connection to the earth allowing them to sense changes in the weather or the approach of danger long before anyone else. Every creature had a role, a purpose, and a voice. There were no kings or servants, only a collective stewardship of their shared home. They didn't have technology as we know it, no metal or machines. Their technology was biological, a deep understanding of nature's systems that allowed them to live in perfect harmony with their environment. One of the most profound lessons Soren learned came from a pod of dolphins that patrolled the island's east coasts. Their leader, a sleek dolphin named Lyra, communicated in the form of musical sonar, a language of emotion and imagery that transcended simple words. She showed him the interconnectedness of all life, how the health of the coral reefs directly impacted the fruit on the trees, and how the songs of the birds could predict the currents of the ocean. It was a stunning revelation. On Esselgard, everything was connected in a constant, flowing conversation. They didn't see themselves as separate from nature. They were nature, speaking its language fluently. As Soren prepared to leave, the animals gathered. Cashin the tortoise gave him a parting piece of wisdom. "You came seeking to hear us talk," he rumbled. "But the real lesson is not in our words, but in learning to listen. The world has been speaking to your kind for eons. You have just forgotten how to hear it." Kale the macaw landed on his shoulder. "Tell your world our story," he chirped, "not as a fairy tale, but as a possibility. A reminder of what is lost when you stop listening to the world around you." Dr. Soren returned to a world that didn't believe him. His findings were dismissed, his recordings labeled as elaborate hoaxes. But he didn't care about the acclaim or the validation. He knew what he had experienced. He spent the rest of his life advocating for a new kind of relationship with our planet, one based not on exploitation, but on communication and respect. He urged us to listen to the whispers of the wind, the rustle of the leaves, and the songs of the whales. The story of the island of talking animals isn't just a fantasy. It's a powerful metaphor for our own world. We are surrounded by voices, the intricate communications of bees, the complex songs of humpback whales, the subtle cues of our own pets. Perhaps the magic isn't on some forgotten island, but right here, waiting for us to quiet our own noise and truly start listening. What do you think our world would be like if we could understand the language of the animals? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey today. If you enjoyed this story and want to explore more mysteries and wonders of our world, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an adventure. Until next time, stay curious and keep listening.